We're ready to go into the game, by the way.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So it looks like
Matthew
we have...
from Vancouver is the name of our challenger, by the way.
Matthew.
Yes.
Excellent.
Hope this works. SirActionSlacks starts with a poised to strike, giving +4 attack, temporarily only for this round to Pugna, but that's more than enough to get rid of this Lycan. And that is pretty good because Lycan, as we know, not threatening himself, but makes everything around him really scary. So getting him out of the way is pretty good. However, he doesn't kill him fast enough. He has to wait until the combat phase. So the challenger, Matthew, still has enough time to play that Mist of Avernus on lane 3. And what do you think about Mist of Avernus?
It's quite good, especially when there's a Rix on the side of that improvement, because his attack is not great, 3 attack. He can't even kill a creep to start the game.
Right.
But for the rest of this game, he's going to be able to, at the very least. So buffing him up as much as you can because he can deploy himself every round if he dies. Pretty powerful stuff. Yeah. I noticed he didn't use duel, by the way. Lax loves to use duel first round. He's learning.
Maybe he's saving it for this lane.
Perhaps?
Yep, there we go.
Okay, he did not learn. All right.
He's trying, okay? He's experimenting. Winner. Maybe he likes being a winner.
Yeah, he likes the sound. No doubt about that.
Yeah, and again, like, because creeps have 4 health. That number 4 is so important in this game, right? Like, no accident, 3 damage spell, not too good. Pick up 4 damage, fantastic.
Yeah.
Rix, 3 damage, not great. Lycan, 4 damage, great.
And he buffs his creeps to kill creeps.
And he buffs the creeps to 4 attack as well.
And
so,
Zeus, 3 attack, but he can cast a spell to do the extra damage.
Yep.
Crystal Maiden's just screwed.
She gets a short sword, and then she can fight.
If you put a short sword in your deck, yeah.
One of my favorite voice lines in the game is Crystal Maiden, when you actually kill something. It's like, I finally get to kill something.
I never noticed. I don't play her very often.
I see.
She's like a hero that I put as my 4th hero because you can choose where to go.
Right.
And then you can.
You
it's
put it
very
in last
risky.
lane every time.
There is a way. Like sometimes people play him first round is very risky because she could just die. But having that passive first round is super good as well. So it can be a tough call. Yeah,
and remember that it refreshes mana. It doesn't give extra mana.
Right.
So if you play like a 1 mana spell, it will only give you 1 mana back. Otherwise, it would be pretty impressive. I think
she'd actually be like the best hero, probably.
She would probably be a really, really good hero. Being able to play like a 1 mana thing and then a 4 mana spell in the same round, that's what you want to see in round 1.
So right here, Slacks can technically play the Mercenary Exiles. That is a 2 attack, 4 health, 1 armor minion. Creep, if you will.
Yep.
And you can actually spend all your gold, and half of that amount goes to your health and your attack for the creep, so you can buff them up.
Now, do you think he actually clicks here and gets the +2/+2?
Probably not. He likes to save his money. He knows how powerful, if he ends up getting the Reptile Convoy or something like that. Oh wait, what deck is he playing? He's playing the...
yeah, he's playing red-green. There's no Reptile Convoy here.
Yeah, okay.
Bonk.
You can't escape my blade.
Best animation in the game by far.
Yes.
Oh, that's unfortunate arrow, but the important thing is that the wolf lives.
Yes. And that's the most important thing. That wolf, doesn't matter if it doesn't do the 5 damage now, it will do something later and just more and more. And it's one of those cards, kind of like Mist of Avernus, that says you can't leave this lane unchecked because that little wolf by himself will take care of you.
So as you can see, Rix is dying again, but he is gaining damage, so not the worst. And he's tanking up Axe, who is arguably the most powerful hero stat-wise in the game. Actually, it's not arguably, he is the best hero. Right?
He does have 7 damage, and Bristleback has 8.
But 2 armor to start the game, right?
That's so good, right?
It is so good.
And that is why I think Axe, when I'm playing Bristleback myself, Axe is my #1 target for Viscous Nasal Goo.
Oh, for sure.
Like
he feels like a different hero when that's on him.
Yes. Because going from 0 to -2 armor makes a hero really weak, but like taking those 2 armor away from Axe, just changes the way that hero is perceived.
Looks like LC is going to be redeployed, and Rix will have his 3rd life of the game already in the 3rd round.
I mean,
I can't blame him though, because it's very tempting to keep putting him in this lane that's going to buff him, right?
He's just going to eventually will kill Axe.
Eventually,
right?
like 10 rounds in, he'll get him.
One thing that Slacks really likes to do, he doesn't care much about colors and like color distribution. He puts 2 red heroes in one lane, 2 green heroes in another lane. He won't have much flexibility of what he can cast where. But if you look at his hand, he doesn't really care that much right now.
Right. And right now we're working with 5 mana apiece for each player.
Yes.
So none of the powerful cards are at their disposal quite yet.
Well,
6 mana and beyond is kind of, I mean, there's obviously exceptions, but those are the really powerful cards.
Could play this card in lane 2 towards lane 3, which would enable some of its more powerful spells in the Axe lane.
Yep, very true.
However, the Axe lane is, yeah, it's actually there, and that spell is not as tempting because it's 7/7 Rix.
Yeah, he hurts now.
He hurts now.
Well, he's going to be an 8/7 after this too. So they're going to put the Salamani's favor in the third lane.
Yes. And that again enables some of the powerful spells that the challenger has at his disposal to make sure that that lane won't be doing too much damage. And he goes for the Nether Ward on lane 3, trying to say, this is the lane that will battle. This is the lane that we will contest. You're putting a lot of your improvements and your resources there. I'm going to put a lot of my improvements and my resources there. And I'm taking lane 2 already.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't call it a counter per se, but it's kind of like this. It's an incentive not to use spells at times.
Yep.
Because that's, at the end of the day, you need to keep your towers healthy. By the way, I think I said earlier that Nether Ward does piercing damage. Is it piercing?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not piercing.
No.
So you can actually block that damage if you were to get armor on the tower. But how would you do that?
Yeah, I wonder if there are items. Actually, there was an item that has been seen. I don't think anyone used it, but it's shown in the secret shop a couple times. Vesture of the Tyrant. The armor to a hero and the armor to a tower.
That is, and it gives you rapid deployment. That item is so sick.
Yes.
Oh, I love that item.
Pretty expensive too, though.
And I think actually we saw somebody put it on Rix.
Oh, that's
that was not the play.
That's overkill, I think.
Yes, that is overkill.
It gets super rapid deployment. You kill it, comes back immediately.
It comes back, yeah. Why not? Stacking always works, guys. Just remember. He's gonna TP out Farvan.
Farvan.
Did I say Farvan?
I think it's Farvan. No, Farvan. Yeah, you're right.
The ancient.
It's like a van that is pretty far.
Right. Easy. Man, Axe is actually dying. I can't remember the last time I've seen this at round, what is this, 3?
I mean, is he though?
Well, in theory he is, right? But there may be a counter.
Yeah, if
they want to
dies, he always comes back. Look at that! Look at that manly man.
Yeah, he is. He's a beast of burden, no doubt.
He's strong.
But do you actually want to use this?
Knowing that you have Farvam coming back, probably not. But at the same time, okay.
Now you definitely don't want to use it.
Now, yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the flask.
Yeah. So back to full HP, but again, he's going to die next round if nothing is done because Rix is actually hitting super hard. Yep.
It's like that Rix.
I can't remember the last time I've seen Rix with this much damage this early. That's called persistence and getting Mist of Avernus super early as well.
And that's why it's such a crucial card. And guys, when you're making decks at home, eventually when you have your artifact copy, if you're here, you might get your artifact key, improvement removal. Pretty good thing to have, as much as you can. Well, not as much as you can, but like at least something.
Is the only thing here that can destroy improvements Pugna's?
There's Pugna's spell and Apotheosis Blade here.
Apotheosis. Yes, remember guys, people that are like, click your items if they're useful, because Apotheosis Blade, it's not just something that looks pretty in your hand. It is, its active ability is probably it's easily the strongest active ability of any item.
It has the biggest impact, I think, than any other. You can say that Horn of the Alpha is pretty good, and Niktasha's Guard is also pretty impactful, but the amount of potential, it has essentially unlimited potential. It could destroy 3 items and like, I don't know, 15 improvements.
Indeed, and no cooldown.
And no cooldown. Well, 1 turn cooldown.
1 turn cooldown. That's no cooldown, basically, right?
Well, you can't keep clicking.
That would be ridiculous.
That would be pretty crazy.
So this is a bloodbath in the first lane. 3 heroes dying if nothing is done for the challenger.
Yeah, and that Mercenary Exile is actually surviving against that PA.
Yeah, that creep can be quite strong. And remember, PA does not do extra damage to creeps, only to heroes. So the passive of her as a fishing killer does actually nothing here.
Yep.
Of course, there is Coup de Grace.
There's always
Coup
de Grace.
See, this has been, I'm not going to say it's a debate because I know it's the correct way to say it, but sometimes, like I say Abaddon still in Dota. I don't care that it's a bad. It just sounds terrible.
Abaddon.
Abaddon. See, even better.
There you go.
So Coup de Grace was used, and Slacks' computer has crashed. Blue screen of death, I believe, is what that is. If you'd like to hit the F9 key.
I don't think they can, actually.
right. Well,
they went to combat. Now this timer will start getting a little bit shorter. But again, like this is Slacks' turn.
Yeah, he has time.
Yeah.
I mean, none of these would have made much of a difference if we're looking in game still. Smeevil, Blacksmith, Prowler, Vanguard. You'll end up putting probably the Smeevil down to just do extra damage if he even wants to do that. But this lane feels like it's won anyway, so perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
As they are trying their best to get his computer up and running again.
Slacks shakes his head, says like, oh no, man.
What did you do, Slacks?
High game. You know, we can always get a rematch. It's fine.
I blame Slacks. He obviously sabotaged it, knowing he was losing.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
All right, he's back in.
He's back.
Ready to go. He's got some skill. He's just going to raid Berserker's Call without even thinking about it.
Nope, he just wants to do something. So
he played a card.
Played a card. He's there. He's back. And now our challenger has to decide what to do. And he has still a green hero there, Lycan. He has a couple of characters in hand that he might use. I think the Alpha is probably the play here.
Oh, yeah.
You put the Alpha next to the Lycan, and I just realized that our challenger is not wearing his headset.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. Hi, challenger.
Put on that headset. That's a good boy.
Yeah, there we go.
So we've seen this a couple times where people will put like a unit on the wrong side. That's something you have to really keep track of, because not only does Lycan give you the 2 damage, but more importantly, there's no chance of getting an arrow that'll redirect you to a creep.
Right. That's another way to control that, a little bit of that like pathing arrows stuff.
Right.
You just, if you put it next to a hero, or rather, sorry, next to a creep, and you have a unit diagonally, you might get blocked with a pathing arrow, but if you put it where there's nothing, you're guaranteed, even if you get the right or the left arrow, to always hit the tower.
Right. Do you go back to this mid lane if you're the challenger? I feel like this is just lost.
No,
all you have is a Rix, right?
Yes. And if you look at the other lanes, they're really healthy right now, so doubling the power of those two.
Yep.
The other thing is like the challenger's deck doesn't have much in the sense of cross lane stuff. So there's the Ironfall Gold Mines, there's the Steam Cannons, and there's the pickups, I think. So putting a hero in the middle to try and get like cross lane resources is not the most efficient use of his heroes either.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Rix, unfortunately, will be dying if nothing else is done because of the 1 armor on LC that is saving her. And of course, the Retaliate is enough to do 8 damage overall to Rix.
This is the first time actually that Rix decides not to go back to that lane.
Yeah. Didn't quite get enough damage, it seemed. Maybe one more round would have done it.
One more round, yeah. There we go.
There you go. Poaching knife.
Not only that, with the poaching knife, you will get 10 gold out of these Legion Commander. And
I don't think that works. I've tested this out a couple times. If you die,
no,
you don't actually get
that's right, because you're sorry, I was kind of like jumping ahead and looking at...
I learned this the hard way.
No, I know. I was just looking at his hands. Oh, he can actually survive this. If he can, actually, the Crystal Emblem doesn't help you here either, because that -2 armor that you would get would increase the damage of Legion Commander by 2, but also increase the damage of the Retaliate by 2.
Right,
so
each
essentially,
instance,
giving you 4 health, but taking 4 more damage.
I don't think I've ever used this item before. Seems like it definitely has its use, but...
Heartstopper Aura.
Yeah, definitely
You put that and Heartstopper Aura, or you put that in the Conflagration lane.
Yeah.
It's really cheap. It's 4 gold, right? It's just 1 more gold than a Traveler's Cloak.
That's true.
Yeah, Hand of God. And yeah, now...
Of course, Debbie can be blocked, and she will be.
Fight alongside my brothers.
Bronze Legionnaire will be sacrificing his life for the betterment of his team. And you can spend your gold on Mercenary Exile to get that 1 extra HP. I think it's definitely worth.
Yeah, I'm thinking Crystal Emblem now puts the... Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking, like Crystal Emblem here would reduce the armor to -1, taking 9 damage on Legion Commander. That's not enough to kill it. So yeah, there's no way to get rid of that Legion Commander. However, that Bronze Legionnaire will die, and with that, there will be 2 gold for SirActionSlacks.
So this lane seems to be a bit of a stalemate. And the second lane that we're going to see soon is basically just won by Slacks.
I lead from the front.
Of course, you still have some powerful cards to use. You have Berserker's Call, you have Duel. Very important to have initiative, so playing random items might not be a good idea.
Probably not, but again, There's no hero in the second lane, and he has no hero on the third lane as well. So chances of initiative being relevant right now are pretty low. He trades his tower. Challenger wisely abandoned that, but he might be able to get some revenge. And actually, kudos to SirActionSlacks for defending the Mist of Avernus lane for so long. This 24 health seems like actually not too much, but when you remember that he started at 30,
yeah,
this lane only took 6 damage.
Axe was taking a beating.
Yeah.
He soaked up a lot of that damage. I mean, you could still put down the Thunderhide pack if you really want. That gives up initiative, though, which at this point, actually, no, he doesn't have initiative to begin with.
Yeah, he does not.
So he might as well play it here.
Might as
Unless
well.
he thinks he wants to play that in the first lane, which could also work, because, I mean, is Slacks even coming back to this lane at any point? Probably not. He's going to play it. So
and he
the
plays,
arrow,
the
will it
risky.
be there?
No, see? Yeah.
We just talked about that.
You play it on the other side, and then you never get that arrow. You play there, and you have the 25% chance.
Yeah.
Play to your strengths.
Well, Slacks has 0 gold to spend. Challenger has 4, so not a whole lot can be picked up regardless. But 3 heroes coming out for Slacks, and the Challenger has 2. Where will they go?
Okay, okay.
Slacks, I know where he wants to go.
Yep.
And the Challenger still deciding which lane he wants to go to. No cheating, Slacks. Big cheater, that guy.
Come on.
Looks like he's going to split up his forces a bit. Put PA in the last lane to ensure that that tower gets killed, although I believe that would happen anyway.
Oh, this is scary, though. There's a Chen.
Yes.
And that 911 creep is so juicy for him to steal right now.
It sure is. And the initiative on Slacks' side, you have a great Berserker's Call. It kills off LC, but along with 3 units of the Challenger.
Yep.
No red heroes, or no black heroes, I should say, to play any cards. So just the Chen right now.
Yep. And still absolutely worth it to steal that 9 damage. That 9 damage not only is gonna mean that his creep survives and he puts 2 damage to the tower that is already at 15 health, but also he'll be able to block either the 4 damage for Firebrand or the 7 damage from Axe.
And you have to think right here, Holy Persuasion will be used to take this creep. It's going to die to whatever it goes up against, but still does a lot of damage and blocks a lot of damage as well. Yeah,
interesting choice to go with the Reptile Convoy here. Essentially, the Reptile Convoy meant that he could have stolen the creep and decided exactly where he wanted it to fall. If he played the Reptile Convoy in front of the Axe, then after stealing the creep, it would have been in front of the Firebrand. By doing this, he actually opens himself to a little bit of a risk. Now there's a duel. The duel is not enough to kill the Chen, but it is enough to kill the Chen in combat after the Pugna hits him.
If there's no items, which we're looking at now, and the Traveler's Cloak is not enough, but then if you add the armor on top, it barely is enough. So it ends up being a wasted duel in a lot of ways, but I mean, he ends up with 1 HP. You can
well, you tell him not to spend the duel early, and now you tell him not to spend the duel late.
Well, you want to, typically when you duel somebody, you want them to die. You don't want to leave them with any HP. So, but of course you don't exactly know what items your opponent has, but you do see he had like 4 items. You have to think perhaps he has something, maybe a healing salve, anything.
Yeah, well, but again,
there it is.
Here comes the jump, and you're there. So that means no damage from SirActionSlacks to that tower, and 2 damage from the Challenger to SirActionSlacks.
Yeah, the creep will die, and Slacks' heroes are quite low on HP, but still outnumbering the Challenger at the moment.
SirActionSlacks wishes probably that that creep would not be soaking all that damage. Playing the Divine Purpose because who cares about priority?
Plus he's going to TP him back, I assume?
Yep.
No other heroes in this. He's just going to go all in on this first lane. And remember, the only thing that can kill, within these decks at least, the only thing that can go through the damage immunity is a Coup de Grace, which there is a PA on the other side.
There is a PA on the other side, but there's no Coup de Grace. Shh, don't tell Slacks.
Well, at this stage, we kind of know he's going to draw it because Slacks is his opponent.
Right.
It's only natural. So here we see PA among Lycan and the Thunderhide pack.
Yeah, again, some unfortunate block, but it really doesn't matter because with the siege from the Thunderhide pack and so much damage coming from the Mist of Avernus, there's a lot of control and there's a lot of pressure towards this lane. 29 damage is more than enough to take it out and expose the throne.
Ooh.
Steam Cannon comes online, and
Okay.
Axe seems like a beautiful target for it.
And it goes for Axe. So you don't get PA in the first lane, so it was kind of a waste not to have him, but this obviously works well in a lot of ways. You get to use the Steam Cannon when the opponent can't actually react to it. That's one of the advantages of improvements.
Yeah, and it forces you to think in a different way whenever you go to combat. Like, hero surviving at 4 or less health equals hero dead.
Yes. Similar to working against a Zeus in a lot of ways, and in some respects, Luna, you want to make sure you have, like, 7 health is really good.
Not 6. 6
Not
is
6.
terrible. Yeah.
Anything divisible by 3, add a +1, and then you're pretty happy with yourself. All right, looks like
Look at
this one's pretty obvious.
9-7 Rix.
Yeah.
Rix went to the gym.
He just needs a little HP now.
Have you ever noticed this like tattoo? Is it like the Incredible Hulk graphed his hand?
Oh yeah, what is that? I'm sure we'll find out in the lore somehow.
I love the art in this game.
It's so good.
Yeah. What's your favorite piece of art?
That's a tough one. We're gonna see Berserker's Call kill off 2 units along with Pugna. Best art. It's gonna be something that's in the black realm, I'm pretty sure. I have to think about this for a second.
Okay. Yeah, take your time.
Well, art that's in this build, right?
Sure. I mean, you can always hype up something that people haven't seen.
I think they've seen it. I'm very partial to Centaur.
Yeah.
I love the art on Centaur, but that's just
you're
me.
partial to Centaur, period.
Yes. It doesn't matter how good or bad he is. That is my hero to the end.
I really like Enough Magic. We like axe punching walkers.
Oh, and I don't think we've. It's not in this build, right?
It's been announced as one of the press releases. But
the animation and the sound is so satisfying. Oh. That's the thing I love about this game that I don't feel like other games really. Dota is another good example of a lot of the sound, like the voice acting and whatnot. Just everything's so satisfying to use, you know?
Yes. Fantastic sound design.
Thunderhide Pack is placed down by the challenger.
And that, again, puts Slacks on a timer. There's 6 damage. Even if it's blocked, even if that crit will die, there's enough siege to start putting some pressure. And SirActionSlacks kind of in a pickle right now. He has 2 heroes coming back next turn. Like, he really needs a miracle if he wants to have that lane survive. And on top of that, there's 57 damage showing up in this tower. So he either wins next turn or he is out. And you know what?
I don't think it's possible for him to win.
That Steam Cannon might say Farvan, bye.
Yeah, Farvan is a dead goat. What is he?
He's
a goat. Goat boy?
He's what you call it, an ancient prowler.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Also known as a goat.
As a goat.
A goat that ensnares you. Oh,
a goat in more ways than one.
A real MVP.
Oh, he does not choose to use it, giving Slacks just a little extra chance here.
Click your clickies, my friends.
Blinky blinkies. Click those blinkies. Would you agree with me that TP scroll is like one of those things you just almost, if you have enough gold, you almost always just pick it up? And like 90% of the time.
Depends on your deck.
Yeah.
Like if you have 3 blink daggers, your deck, you care less about TP scrolls.
True. How often do you actually buy 3 blink daggers in a game though? It's not that common.
You tell me, you play the black decks.
I actually don't put that many blink daggers. I rely on other stuff that we can talk about.
I see, yeah.
I really like the mobilization a lot. Super fun.
There is a lot of mobility in black.
So we got to put everything in this first lane for both respective players. And like Bruno just said, Thunderhide Pack does not matter that he's being blocked. He's still doing 6 siege damage. So if everything is blocked correctly for Slacks, he'll live with 1 HP on the tower. But again, that last lane is just death.
Yep.
So he has to win now, and I don't see an out, really.
I don't. There's no way that he can actually push 30 damage. If he could kill everything, there would be 7, 13, 20, 24, 26, 30, exactly. He will have to kill everything on the other side of the lane, and that does not seem likely at the moment.
Well, he kills old Debbie just for one last hurrah.
Yep.
Don't know why he's so cruel. And on top of that, he doesn't have any spells to use.
Nope. He could play Smeevil Blacksmith ×2. No, at 4 damage, still very, very far away from
a whopping 4 damage, you mean?
A whopping. He could play Poised to Strike, but both of his heroes are blocked. So that's not going to be helping too much either. He can add another Blade of the Vigil.
Oh boy, that is a lot of extra mana.
Well, our challenger, you know, he's playing it safe. And again, I want to point out again, like, look at the difference between the clocks, even though Slacks had a long disconnect.
Yep, that's 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes.
Is that accurate? Are you sure this is accurate? That doesn't feel right. 10 minutes?
No, it is.
Damn.
So, it just goes faster.
Take your time, guys. Obviously, Slacks didn't take enough.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll do it for this lane. It's going to live with 1 HP. But again, no mobilization for Slacks, so it's just a ticking time bomb.
And this lane, not enough firepower. There's a different world where Slacks actually kept something in this lane and started applying some more pressure.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, he could have won. But instead he doesn't, and there's 67 damage coming from the challenger in this last lane. Slacks decides to go, and GG, well played.
Slacksy. Great play.
Fantastic game by both people.